Okay,
Okay.
so BOM stands for browser object model. So what is the main advantage of this BOM? So if you want to interacting with the browser, then we require BOM. Okay, so BOM is so used to interact with the browser. Okay, so generally by default we are using window is the main BOM object. Okay, so the default object of browser is window, and also parent of window object, and also it is parent of all objects. Okay, so this is the BOM object introduction, but here we will discuss mostly on so window object. That is very important. I will write the diagram, so based on that you can understand easily. Okay, first, write down the diagram. It would be very useful. Okay, we will write all are small. So window object. So window object. So now we are learning BOM related things. Let me provide. So navigator, history, navigator, screen, location. So window to something. So history, navigator, history, what is that location? So next screen would be there. And if you want, you can use frames. So history, sorry, XML, HTTP request, all those objects. History. You know very well about history, right? Browser history. Okay, fine. So next we have to write navigator. Then we have to write screen. So location. So these all are comes under BOM objects. And sometimes under window we have to write it. So XML HTTP request, whenever we have to use AJAX calls, then we will use this object. Even frames also under this one only. Okay, let me write down that one. So, but we are not using so pure AJAX calls. So we are using internally. So with jQuery, Angular, React.js, this XML HTTP instead of this one. So we are using internally this AJAX calls. Okay, so this is this thing now. So let me write about JavaScript object from the window. Another way. So these things we have already learned. Okay, right side space is there. So then we can use document. That would be better. Okay, left side we will use JavaScript objects. This diagram is very important. So if anyone asks about window object, so then we have to immediately explain about these objects. Okay, these are the main things. If you want, we can write array, string, all those things. I'm writing maximum. Okay, we will learn next this one only. We will write that as XP also. Tomorrow we will learn that one. So no need to write again. These are not hierarchy here. This is not arrows. Under window we are writing. Okay, if you feel like this is arrow means under, not like this. Okay, I will write normal way. For better look, I'm writing. Otherwise, not required. So object is there. So array is there. So here we will write function also an object. These all are JavaScript objects. String is object. So this is string primitive wrapper is there, that is string object. So resxp is one object. So these all are JavaScript objects. So what we have learned, these all are JavaScript objects. We will learn resxp tomorrow. So this is browser objects, these all are. So this is document object. So document means DOM. Okay, so first one normally we will use DOM. So that is here document. So under the document we will write root element HTML. Here parent child is there, but not for window. Actually, I did not provide this arrow. So just remove the arrows here, okay? Or otherwise you can write normal things instead of arrow. Yeah, here we will write HTML. So HTML is having two sections, right? I don't want to write much more. Okay, fine, that is. So HTML is having head and body. So body is having something. Some paragraph. So that div, I'm writing some text if you want. Otherwise, we will write this. I don't want to write much more. Yeah, fine. So this is the entire JavaScript all objects, right? So we have learned already these objects. So we have already learned these objects until here. So we will learn these objects tomorrow. Okay. So now we will learn all these objects. So this XML HTTP we did not discuss these objects, small things very. And here DOM objects we have already learned. HTML is nothing but DOM. Okay, fine. So we will discuss about these things now. So that is BOM objects. Okay, now first we will more focus on window object. So no need to write down, right? Okay, fine. Actually, if you write it, then only you can remember, but actually you are not writing. This is the first time. So lateral entry experience guys would be there, right? So those people will not write it. So means like 10 years experience guys if I give the corporate training. But normally, so below 3 years, 4 years experience guys also they will write down all the things, diagrams, notes. They will maintain first of all one good notes. But you are not writing. Why? Control Z is not that much capacity. Fine. So now we will focus on window object. What is window object? Okay, so what is in window object? Window object is nothing but combination of JavaScript objects, BOM objects, and as well as DOM objects. Just I'm writing that point first. So window object equal to JavaScript objects plus DOM objects plus BOM objects. Second point. So window object is having different properties. I will show you. So like just now we have seen document, history. Just now we have seen all these things, screen, navigator, so location, console. Okay, so even local storage, session storage. So for this, no need to type every time window.local storage, window.session storage, window.location, window.document, window.alert, not required. Directly we can use it because window is the parent object. Okay, so session storage, if you want, we can write inner height. So these are the topmost properties and methods. So we have more than, I don't want to give the number also. So height, so and inner width, inner height, and as well as different methods also would be there. Window object is having so different methods like alert, prompt, confirm, open, close, set timeout, set interval. Okay, so eval, these all things are events, all the things I'm writing on click, etc. But these things we will use regularly. That's why I have mentioned. Okay, so if you want to check all these properties and methods, so what we have to do? F12, not only this thing, so you can test it anywhere in the developer tools console. If you write window object, then you will find out the entire object. So that is the parent object, right? So what are the things we have discussed? All those things would be available. Okay, but we can't discuss each and everything, right? So, but in that, among those, so these properties and methods are very important. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, so now we will discuss about a few methods of window object. Okay. Alert method. So I don't want to discuss much more about alert because so we have already covered this alert, one of the display possibilities. Okay, so just display the alert box containing some message with the OK button would be there. So whenever we have to write any validation part, so then it will provide the alert. So earlier initial stage we have written alert, later stage we have used console.log. But at the time of validation, some companies they may ask, so alert box, Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. So alert, one second. Huh? Yeah, so alert box. So generally, whenever you want to do the validation part, then we have to write it. Okay. So we need to stop that particular so user move to the next level. So for that reason, we will give alert. Okay. So next one is confirm. So generally confirm method. So when we have to use confirm, so generally, so whenever you want to delete the product, so whenever we have to delete the customer or user something, so then we will ask the permission. Are you sure you want to download the delete the product? Are you sure you want to download the file? Are you sure you want to download or delete the customer? This type of questions we will ask confirmation, right? For that. So displays the confirm dialog box containing message with OK and cancel. So if you click on cancel, then we don't want to do any business logic. If you click on OK, then we will write our own business logic for deleting that particular customer. Okay. So then we have to discuss about prompt, but nowadays no one is using this prompt. So generally at the time of Fizz applications, they will use. So displays dialog box to get the input from the user. We will see practically. So open. So whenever we want to open the new window, okay. So opens new window. Like for example, I want to click on something, then I want to display some details inside that small window. So for example, so here advertisement would be there. I already, okay, let me check. Spelling mistake is there. So greatandhra.com something. So now that pop-up image is not coming. So actually some advertisement will come sometimes. Okay. Oh, enodo something.net, something, some websites, some block is related things, we will get it. Yeah, so this is one window, right? So that type of here allow later. Just a second, someone came. Yeah. So this is the like okay. So whenever we have to write the window object, these are the properties and methods it will display here, right? So now where we were, yeah, open. So opens new window means for advertisements while loading the web page, I want to display some advertisement, or otherwise I want to display something else while loading the web page. So in those scenarios, this thing, and sometimes, so if you want to open model pop-up, right? So if I want to click on something button, then I need to open some pop-up. So in those scenarios, we have to use open. Nowadays, we are using Bootstrap, Fontasm, all those things. But earlier, we have to use window.open only. Okay, fine. Yeah, opens new window. Similar way, whenever we have to open, so we have to close the window. So cross marks. So in the cross mark level, we have to use the close. Closes the current window. So I don't want to discuss about these things. We are experts in this. So we have seen digital clock also. So later stage we will use. So what is that? Promises in the ES6 level. Okay, fine. So timeout we have to use for the triggering the. So triggering the expression regularly. Oh, only once. This is not regularly. So triggering the expression only once after the given or specified interval time. Given time. Same copy paste set time set interval. Sorry. So if you are writing, then well and good. So because this would be very useful in future, because while reading another tutorials, another videos or something, you need to add those extra points along with your notes. So that's why I told you write the notes. I think most of the members they ping me, we are writing, sir. Then it's very good. Yeah, set interval, same trigger the expression regularly. So after the given interval of time. Okay, so this is nothing but this thing. So last, so we have seen this method already at the time of calculator, right? What is the advantage of evaluation, right? Evaluation of expression. So evaluate the expression of mathematical operations. That's it. So remaining methods would be there, but these are the things we will see now. But I don't want to explain these things. So if I explain, it will take unnecessarily time waste. So what are those? Alert. So these four we have already covered. Okay, so now I will. So I will try to go with these. Okay, even this one. So what is that? Prompt also not that much important, but I will give you. Okay, so as usual, I'll explain a little bit fast. You are not writing that much speed here. Fine, so let me write it a little bit fast. First, I'm trying to provide the button, input type equal to button. Okay, so value something. So same, delete a record or delete customer, something delete product on click equal to. So I'm writing smart func. Something as you wish, you can give anything. Okay, so now what we have to do, I want to write the JavaScript function. So function. So don't try to write it once again. So always recommended copy paste. Okay, so here I'm writing confirm. So even if you write window.confirm or only confirm, no issues. So we will write the confirmation message. Are you sure? So you want to delete the record something, or are you sure you want to delete the product? Because if you develop product website, okay, so this confirmation, so we have to store it into one variable. So that variable name is some result. Okay, so that result we will get it two options. One is true and another one is false. Okay, if that result equal to true, then we have to write. So again, I'm writing alert. So deleted the product. So actually here we need to write the business logic of deletion of that product. Yes, sir. Especially while revising. Yes, Richa. Yeah, so deleted the product or otherwise. So no need to write again condition, only else block is there. So we need to write down cancel the operation, or we are not deleting the record, something unexpectedly. So clicked on that something. Okay, we have to write it. But here actually we will write the business logic. Okay, so and whenever we have to display the all the records information, for example products information, so we have to display the that is one of the assignments. So here we will display the product form. So once we submit the form, then we will display the product details. So in that, if you want to display the, so if you want to delete the particular product, so before deleting product, are you sure you want to delete this product, something message we have to ask. If it is okay, then we will delete the record. So that particular indexed one means which product you want to delete. So that particular index we will use it. Indirectly we will use splice method inside that. I will tell you later, don't worry. Yeah, fine. So this is the way. Okay, save. So if you click on delete, are you sure you want to delete the product? So if it is okay, it will be deleted the record, but actually we are writing alert message, deleted the product. So if you click on cancel, so cancel operation. Generally, we don't want to do any operation. We don't want to write any business logic. That's it. So this is nothing but, so just simply confirmation method of window. Okay, so next one is the prompt, same story, same function. We will keep it as it is. Sir, we can avoid this curly brace. Yeah, we have already discussed it, right? So if it is single line of statement, then we can avoid, so this one. For better code readability, we will provide, if it is single line of statement, we can remove that curly braces when, if it is single statement. If it is more than one statement, then we can't, we have to provide the curly braces. So initially, if you are a good developer, means you know already programming, so then, so you can delete. So if you are learning from the scratch, starting, you are learning from here only, then try to provide curly braces, because that is basic programming syntaxes. Okay. So as usual, if you have in real time, we don't want to write generally single lines. We will write more than one line. So again, you need to write down that, but in real time, it is recommended. So because if you write one line, so then unnecessarily we have to provide that curly braces, right? Extra information. So that's why. So based on your requirement, but generally if you are learning first time programming, then keep it curly braces. You know already programming, then if it is single line, remove it. Fine. So next one. Yeah, still it works fine. SAR did not execute. Okay, fine. See, it's working. Okay, fine. So now I want to provide the prompt related things. So here I want to take the input from the user. Generally quiz applications, we will take the, what is that, multiple choice questions options, right? Based on that input, we have to do the business logic. We will write the logic compare. If it is matches, then we should display the green color, or otherwise, so red color, that type of thing. So prompt, so which course are you learning add skillets. Okay, so that value will store it into result. So I'm trying to print that value directly, alert. So I'm learning. So which one? Result. So some React, if I provide from the input, I'm learning React, it will display. So generally in the quiz application level, so we will get the multiple choice questions, right? So then A, B, C, D, if you provide, if you give A, so in the options, we have 4 options. We have to compare if it is matches true. So then that A and as well as, so what we are, that is correct answer is something A. So if it is matches, then we should display the green color or otherwise red color. Okay, fine. So now let me check it out, this one. Delete product, why it is, oh fine. So we have provided same thing. Okay, instead of delete providing, click here something, you can write it. Okay. Yeah, it is asking which course are you learning at Skillheads. I'm providing React. React is something. So I'm learning React.js. We are getting the input from the user. And if you want, we can utilize that value and we can do the operations. So that's it. That is some prompt related things. So now I want to generate the, so I want to generate the new window. Okay. So on click, so you have to write, okay, this is okay, fine. But here we will write new pop-up something. So new pop-up, if you want, you can write new pop-up window something. Okay. Yeah, so what's happening? So we are writing open. So whenever we have to click on this button, click here button. So if you want, you can write value equal to open window something as you wish. Okay. Yeah. So how to do it? So directly write it open, or otherwise we can write parent is the window dot open. So here it is important. So what is this? So here it is important. So here you need to provide the, so network URL or otherwise your local URL also. So because if I want to write my own web page, so you have to write something success.html, something contact.html, something, right? So you can provide the same thing here. No, sir, I want to provide just for advertisement. So I can give the emails as you wish, anything. So based on your requirement. So HTTP colon, so www something skillaids dot in now. Oh, this is different. Secure websites, will it display or not? We will see. Okay, skilled something we can provide the URL, but here if you want, we can give the name, any name, Skilled's website. So that is name of that particular window. Okay, so I want to provide, so width. So you can provide width equal to something small window I'm trying to provide, later we will see. Height equal to 200. Okay, so where you want to exactly display from left x-axis, so means from left side 200 and right side, or sorry, top side. So left and top, if you write it, then we can identify where is that window. So top equal to how much? Some 200. quote I have given started and ended, right? Okay, fine. So finally, I have created the window. But this window, I want to open automatically, and I don't want to open automatically. I have given, I think, button I have given. Okay, but I want to close this window automatically. Even if you want to open automatically also on load, we have to write it. Set timeout. So set timeout, take one callback function. So you can use lambda function. We will use it later after learning ES6. So then I want to store this window dot open into some pop-up something window. That pop-up window wants to close. New window I have opened. I want to close that one. So where? Inside the set timeout callback function, but after couple of seconds I want to close, not immediately. So after 3 seconds, right? So this is the way we have to create. One more time I'm explaining. So whenever we have to click on button, then I want to open new window. So for that, calling that function. So I'm creating one window by using window.open. So that URL, like something as you wish, you can give contact us.html or CSS something, sorry, JSP or something, ASP, we can provide the page. And here that name, so this window name, and after that I'm providing within the single quote or double quote. So how much width is required, or how much height is required from left side, how much distance, like x-axis. From top means y-axis, how much distance it is required, we are providing. So finally, we are writing callback function set timeout. So that function will close after a couple of seconds, means that pop up after 3 seconds. So that is the reason I have written like that. Okay, fine. Refresh, click here. So window, it's very small. Let me open. Width is more. 400, height is 300 would be better. Refresh. Yeah, somewhat better. So that website is loading. Oh, it is while loading only it is closing. Provide the 5000. Yeah. Okay. So why it is taking that much time? They are writing any server side calls or what? Yeah. Okay, so that is the way it will open and it will close. So normally, so this pop-ups, so if you want to display any advertisement, so that image related things we have to provide. Okay, so that advertisement, so width, height, everything we will provide. After a couple of seconds, I want to close that website and I want to display my own web page. Okay, so in those scenarios, we will use it this. So there, what is that? New window creation. Yeah, so now we will go for the so remaining BOM objects. Window object related, so this is like a great Andhra. Yes, that's fine. So just we have to so display sometime and we have to close it. No, sir, I don't want to so automatically close. I want to display that thing. I want to provide some information like submit or something. If you want to transfer the data from main window to the sub child window, so then we will keep it as it is. Okay. Sometimes what will happen, we want to populate the data from parent object to means parent window to child window. So in those scenarios, do not write any set timeouts, these things. Okay, fine. Based on requirement, we have to use it. But now nowadays, no one is using this window.open. We will use models from the Bootstrap or Pandas and these things. Right, fine. So now we will go for the so remaining browser objects. Okay, so now first we will discuss about history object. So we have covered window object. So now we are moving to the history. So what is history object? So history means it represents an array of URLs. So visited by the user. So generally, if you want to open your browser, Control H would be there. So if you click on Control H shortcut, then we will find out the recently visited URLs will display. Okay, so that type of things we have to use history object generally. But so in the banking application, sometimes what happen, so we should not give the permission to the go back to the previous page. Okay, so they will disable the back button. So because of so that anyone can sit beside particular person, so they may see they went to outside, they want to see so their transactions and all those things. So because of that reason, so if you go back, so then browser, so if you sometimes they may disable, sometimes it will go to the landing page or login page. So that type of scenarios we will use history object. History object is providing, browser history object is providing. So back means one page it will go back. So we need to provide the link history dot forward. So one page you want to forward means next page. Okay. So these all things, normal things. I don't want to discuss much more about. I will go a little bit fast. So back means for previous page. This is for next page. Sir, I want to go to the little bit back, means 2 pages back, means like for example, we know. So generally we will call it as a home or seed page is the starting pages. So generally we will call it as seed page means home page. So then we will write summary pages, summary 1, summary 2, summary 3, 4, 5 last. So finally we have to write the landing page. So these are the 4 things would be available. Okay, we will write like this. Yeah, so this is a home. So summary 1, summary 2, summary 3. So finally we have to display the landing page. Just a second. Yeah. So this seed page, generally, if you take it as any website, Flipkart, if I want to book something mobiles, so any mobile would be there. So you can observe here this home. So this home is nothing but seed page. So that landing means that, but okay, let me go there, that particular page, mobile. Okay, so this mobile is nothing. So this is a home page. So this is a landing page. Okay, so in middle we have different navigation, right? So this is breadcrumb, we will call it as total. So these all are summary pages. Summary pages can be how many you want, you can provide those many. But seed or home page and landing page should be only one. So that type of scenarios, if I want to go back to the previous page like that, so then they have given, so go method instead of back and forward. So they have given history.go. You have to mention forward how many pages you want to move next pages like. So one means it's similar to the forward method. If you want to go to. So if you want to go back previous pages, history dot go off -1 means similar to back method. So if you want to write 2 pages back, then -2. So 3 pages -3 based on your summaries. How many summary pages would be there based on that? We can write 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay, so this is more than enough. So if you want to see the example fast, did I ping this code? I'm not pinging HTML code. I think you know already, so that's why I'm not pinging. Yeah, so just I'm writing on click equal to, for example, so previous page something. If you write the function, so how to write it? So previous page, you have to write it. So inside that window dot history dot. So we have to write forward, backward, sorry, forward, back, go one, go minus one, like this. So what we have to do, either you can provide the button in the banking application, you know, right? So once we see the transaction history, I want to go back to the again. So then you can provide the one button, small button. So even nowadays buttons also, it looks like hyperlinks, right? So even you can provide the hyperlink. Okay, so based on that, click on that link or button, it will go back if you want -1, or otherwise you can use back if you want to go for only one. Okay, fine, that's it. No, do not learn too much about this history. Okay, so now we will go for the navigator. So navigator object is used for just for browser objects are not that much important in real time. So that's why only window object is important. So generally navigator object, if you want to know the particular browser related information, so then we will use the navigator object. So most of the interview question, not interview questions, multiple choice questions. So they will ask one question. So how to find out whether internet is there or not. So based on the browser object, that is navigator object, so we can find out. So by using online property, navigator dot online. Okay. So this similar way, we have to find out the app code name, app version. So cookie is enabled or not. So language, user agent, platform, all those things we can find out by using navigator. Okay, so and one more thing is, most of the members, they will ask, these two questions. How to identify whether cookie is enabled or not based on the navigator object. So they have given, navigator dot cookie enabled property. Okay, so just I'm writing basic information. It is used for browser information. So like app name, that browser app name, app code name, so user agent, cookie enabled or not. Okay, so then platform. So these all things we have to identify based on the browser. Okay, so here if I want to identify these things, navigator object dot online, L is caps. So based upon that, if you display true, internet is there. If it is false, internet connection is not there. Similar way, one more, navigator. These are important. Navigator, not navigatory. So navigator dot cookie enable. If it is true, then cookie is enabled. If it is false, cookie is not enabled. So one more is navigator dot Java enabled. But most of the members, they will confuse cookie enabled is the property, Java enabled is the method. But both are not properties, both are not methods. So that's why they will give multiple choice questions. Cookie enabled method, Java enabled method. Cookie enabled property, Java enabled property. Combination they will give. So one is cookie enabled property, Java enabled method. Another one is cookie enabled method, Java enabled property. So these four options generally they will provide. Okay, option is cookie enabled is the property, Java enabled is the method. Okay, So based upon that, Java is enabled or not, we can identify. So that is more than enough. So for the navigator. Next one is screen. So if you want to find out the screen of your particular browser, so they have given screen width is there. Similar way, screen height is there. So for that, we will use screen object. So next one is location object. So this is a little bit more we will use, but for that URL especially we will use. If you want to identify the URL, we will, whatever the things we are writing, right? Like React or Angular. So that port number would be there. So for identification of that URL, query string, all those things, we will use it. Okay. So generally location is used for, so whatever the URL, current URL displayed in the browser, right? So that particular URL we can identify by using location. Okay. So what are the things we can find out? We can find out the href, protocol, host, port number, path name. So that search query string related parameters, all those things. Okay. So generally we have to use location dot href. So this href name, it will give the URL. Similar way, it will give the protocol. So that protocol, it will give the HTTP or HTTPS, which URL is that one. Okay. So location dot protocol. Similar way, window dot location dot host also there. So host means like local host 3000 or 4200 would be there, right? So that URL it will display. So then host name would be there, location dot host name. So then it will display, so entire thing www dot, so that particular domain dot com, so then port number, all those things it will display. Okay, so location dot port would be there and path name would be there. Path means entire that paths would be there, right? So if you want to get the products, get products, something dot JSP or something, so that particular URL it will display. If you want to display the query parameters, do you know what is query parameter? You should be aware of this. We will discuss these things, don't worry. So for example, at the time of, so www dot skillage.com something students, right? So inside that, so I want to search with the student name something, right? So q equal to, so something search students thing. Okay, in those scenarios we will find out the that particular window dot location dot search, you will find out the after query string. Okay, either you can provide anything here, not only this thing. Okay, student or something, but so while writing that object location dot search, so then you will find out the, so this one. Okay, so these all are things about location. Okay, so just why I'm explaining these things, if anyone asks what are bomb objects, so you should aware of basic things, right? So that is the reason I have explained. Okay, fine. So that is more than enough. So do not learn too much about bomb objects. Okay, so now we will start with regular expression object. This is very, very important. So this is not a bomb object. This is a JavaScript object. Regular expressions. Indirectly, object name is resexp object. So once again, I'm telling, sir, why you have discussed about regular expressions here instead of bomb. So because regular expressions is a little bit large, means big concept. So validations, regular expressions, all those things. So, but before that, if you cover that bomb, so then JavaScript objects we know, DOM objects we know, and DOM objects also we know. So because of that reason, I have explained their BOM. Okay, so final JavaScript object is resxp object. This is JavaScript related object. I have given the hierarchy, that entire JavaScript window object related things. So window is the parent object for all the objects. Fine. So what is regular expression? Why we have to use regular expressions? Okay, so regular expressions are nothing but just it is a pattern. Okay, so normally, just listen, don't write anything. So normally regular expression starts with caret. What is the symbol name? Char at. So that is start of the regular expression. So this is end of the regular expression. Okay, so between that we have to write the expression. Then we have to provide the I and G. So we have already learned G means global. Don't worry, I will explain clearly. So I means case sensitive or not for identifying. Okay, so again, once again, caret is the start of the regular expression. Dollar is the end of the regular expression. Okay, if you want, you can write it. Don't write it, just see for better understanding. I'm writing. So this dollar is the end. So that is char at. Start of regular expression. Dollar we know, I don't want to write dollar again. So most of the members, they don't know the symbol name caret, that's why I have written. So this is end of regular expression. So in middle, what we are writing expression, and here I have written two more points. For case sensitive or not. Okay, this is global. Okay, we are using that I and G. Okay, so how to use it we will learn. Okay, but now first, so resxp is one of the JavaScript objects. But here I'm trying to explain about first star. Some symbols would be there. You need to understand about those things. So then we will go for star. Star means generally we have to use 0 or more occurrences. Just I'm writing basic information. I did not read completely. Plus means so one or more occurrences. You did not understand, no issues. I will explain clearly. Question mark means 0 or 1 occurrence. Sir, what is this? I did not understand. You are writing more occurrences or 1 occurrence. Yes. So now let me explain here. For example, I'm trying to provide one text field. So that username is having one text field. So this text field, so if you write some data, so username is Chiranjeevi, then it's okay. But inside this content, so based on the regular expression, we will do the validation. If you did not write anything, then generally what we have to do? Empty field validation. So then we will check the min length, and then we will check the max length. So then we will check the max length, then we will check the invalid field validation. These are the 4 validations. First one is required, means empty. So empty field validation, min length field validation, max length field validation, and finally, so invalid field validation. So if you write instead of username, if you provide the mobile number, that is not correct, right? Invalid field. Fine. But in this, so we are writing through regular expression. So whether you can enter, so 0 characters or 1 character or more than 1. So for that, so we are writing these occurrences. If you write, for example, username, generally I'm writing regular expression, just listen carefully. A to Z. Just listen, I will give you clear notes tomorrow. So means clear explanation once again. I'm giving just an overview. So it can accept either A or B or C or any one of the character from A to Z. But only one character it should allow. If I write A to Z, first one is star, right? Star, same story, it can accept. So either nothing means star, right? So we can give nothing means give the space, or so one, right? 0 or 1 occurrences, or 0 or more, right? Okay, 0 or more means nothing or single or double or triple or as you wish until between A to Z. So this is nothing but so 0 or more occurrences. 0 means nothing is there, or maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 combination until A to Z. So that is nothing but 0 or more. Okay, so I'm writing only 3. So now the same thing A to Z. Do not provide digits because I'm giving permission for the only A to Z plus. So 1 or more occurrences, but do not give the empty, because plus means 1 or more occurrences, at least one character should be there. So that may be any character between A to Z. So at most as you wish, 1 plus means A to Z plus means minimum one character between A to Z, maximum as you wish. See the difference between star and plus. Star minimum 0, even you did not provide anything, also no issues. But plus means at least one character you need to provide. Okay, so last one, A to Z question mark. So either you can provide empty or you can provide any one character, but do not provide more than one, because question mark is maximum is 1, so minimum is nothing. You can provide or empty also, no issues. So these are the meaning of, so that 0 or more occurrences, 1 or more occurrences, 0 or 1 occurrence. So we are writing only for A to Z, right? Similar way we can write it for digits 0 to 9. If you want, we can write combination also, A to Z 0 to 9 also. If you want, we can write combination of special symbols along with A to Z 0 to 9 and special symbols. Okay, so this is the way we will use regular expressions. Okay, so now, yeah, so regular expressions are generally used for, so whatever the things we are writing inside the string, right? So for example, I'm writing username, I'm getting that string value. So we want to find out whether we are giving proper input or not, proper value or not. So for that, these regular expressions are used and validate that particular string. For that reason, we will use regular expressions. So matching the particular string, then we will use these regular expressions. Okay, for example, username, I have given Chiranjeevi. So then it's fine. If I give username is my mobile number, that is not correct, right? So then we will restrict the, so that particular string. So we have to use this regular expression. We will take that string. So we will match our own, so regular expression. So, okay, boss, You have given username, but you have provided the digits related username. That is not acceptable. So for that, we will check with our regular expression. Means we are checking, we are matching. So what they have entered or something, some string. If it is not correct, so then it would be giving the validation messages. Okay. So logic for the input from Bootstrap, and we can modify that according to our need. We have the business.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, Paras, you only.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, there is no relationship between Bootstrap and regular expressions.
I was talking about, as you
No,
told.
your voice is very low.
Hello.
Yeah, could you please speak loud? Yeah, Paras, you can ask me now.
Yes, sir. I was asking about, as you said, regular expression. We can use it for creating a logic for that input string, so that the can't input the invalid data. So we can
Okay.
there is basic input logic for input strings in Bootstrap. We can modify that and use. What is the use of then regular
No,
expression?
no. So through Bootstrap, how can we write the business logic? First of all, tell me.
Let's say we use this logic for creating a
One second, are you using any microphone, something like earphones or something?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, could you please keep it with your mouth? What is that mouth nearer to the mouth?
One second, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Taras, are you there? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Let me explain. So generally, so Bootstrap so doesn't useful for the business logic. But what he said, he is thinking like in the HTML level. So if you write input type equal to email, then so HTML5 will take care about email validation, right? But internally they have used some attribute. Okay, so that type equal to email, they have written internally something. But so if you want to write our own business logic, and moreover, so they don't want to write it for all the text fields or radio buttons, all the checkboxes. So they have written for the only few of them, right? So like input type equal to number, then they should not provide the other values. If you write input type equal to email, so then we should not provide other than that something at the rate something we have to provide. But if you want to satisfy so entire that email, it doesn't work. Okay, so I will give you that example, then we will see in
Hello,
the
sir. Am I audible now?
yes,
Clearly?
yes, now it is audible.
Yes. As I was saying that let's say we use that logic for inserting a password. Like we
Okay,
can't use our own information, or we can't use our name in that password. So there
okay.
is like certain input logics for when we use Bootstrap. So we can modify that and use that logic. So what is the use of regular expression in, like, where it can be used?
How to use it? So for example, I have provided input type equal to text field something. So I want to apply so that I input that username Chiranjeevi I'm trying to enter. But instead of Chiranjeevi, I am providing so Chiru123 username. But I don't want to give the permission for the digits or special symbols or something. Then how can we restrict by using Bootstrap? Paras.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how can we restrict? So username should be only characters. How can we restrict that one? So by using Bootstrap, how to write logic for that?
There are basic, like when we put a username input field and password input field. For in Bootstrap, there are certain logics being made for inserting the password values. So we can use that.
One second. Leave it about remaining things. I'm providing username. So for that username, I want to restrict only we have to provide characters. Is there any chance to restrict through Bootstrap?
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, so that's why. Okay, let me explain what he asked. So that is correct approach only, but not 100%. But that is not Bootstrap level. So that is HTML5 level only you need to understand first. So HTML5 input type equal to email, but they are doing internally some validation, right? So means they are writing some business logic internally. But if you want to do any customization, again, we have to write the logic through JavaScript, right? And one more thing. So if Bootstrap, they have used internally JavaScript and jQuery. If you provide any attributes, they may write the jQuery guys or Bootstrap guys. So Bootstrap means if you use only CSS file in the Bootstrap, then we can't manage. So in the Bootstrap also, we will try to use JavaScript related one file and jQuery related file also there. So if you provide something, attributes or something, then it will take care. But indirectly, they are using JavaScript or jQuery, right? So the thing is, if you want to do any customization, or if they did not give any by default, then we have to write it. So for all the text fields, for all the input fields, they did not provide anything. Only few of them. So which are like input type equal to what is that, email? So input type equal to calendar. If you write input type equal to calendar, automatically the calendar should display. But before HTML5, for displaying that calendar, we need to write at least minimum 500 lines of code of JavaScript. Minimum 500 lines means one thing we will copy paste, that is leave it. But the thing is, for generating calendar, we need to write minimum 500 lines of code. But from HTML5, just input type equal to calendar, it will automatically display that calendar. So input type equal to date, sorry. Okay, so that is the reason internally they may write it. But here, what I'm discussing by using regular expression, if you write it any field, that may be input field, okay, so that may be text field, radio button, already written some validation by default, no issues. But still, I want to override, so I want to write it my own approach. Or if they did not write anything by default, I want to write it. So for that reason, we are using regular expressions. Not only for these, not only for validations. So earlier we have discussed about replace method. Did you remember in the strings? So replace method, so we are checking only that particular first, what is that? We are writing one sentence, so it will identify only first time. If you want to identify global level, then we have to write the regular expression for the replace, right? So in those scenarios also, and sometimes entire application, so we need to find out something and we need to replace something. So those scenarios also we have to use, so these regular expressions. So especially in the JavaScript level, we have to use mostly for the validations purpose. Okay, so that is the reason these regular expressions are famous. And moreover, so do not learn in depth of Java regular expression. It would be complete. I think I have seen 300 pages of regular expression book is there. So for us, not required that much. So we should aware of what is regular expression. How can we use these regular expressions in our JavaScript functions? If you take some input value from the input fields, then how can we restrict? So whether you are entering proper data or not. So for that we will use it. Okay, fine. Yeah. So where we were, so now finally, you need to understand about HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. We can't write any business logic. So just if they give any predefined, then we have to use it. So business logic means they will write it internally. We will see that business logic only inside the Angular and inside the React.js. Okay, so we will create the components. So in the Angular level directives. So what will happen, internally we are creating so that particular tags, attributes, all those things. Okay, we will see there, don't worry. So the similar way, Bootstrap people also they will provide, but internally they will use JavaScript or jQuery if they want to do any business logic. Okay, fine. So now, so we are discussing now. Write down some theory points. Then we will start. We will discuss examples tomorrow. Okay, so regular expressions are patterns. So use it to match. So character combination or strings. Okay, so match, use it to match strings. Generally we will get it from the inputs, so that matches with our regular expressions. Okay, so regular expressions or patterns, use it to match the strings or chars combination. Group of characters is nothing but strings. Okay, so resexp is one of the JavaScript objects. So this is not DOM. So this is not BOM. Okay, this is JavaScript object. So just write down quantifier. Okay, so just what we have seen plus star, those things, right? So we will call it as quantifiers. So description, just I'm writing basic things. Same. So instead of A to Z, so instead of that one, for better understanding, I'm writing N. So instead of N, we can use 0 to 9, A to Z, combination of A to Z, 0 to 9. If you want, you can use A to Z, capital A to Z, 0 to 9. All those things we will discuss a little bit clear tomorrow. Just write down theory just. So N plus matches. So N can be, so what is that? Digits. N can be string, characters. N can be special symbols. N can be combination of all these things. Okay. So any string that contains plus I have written, right? So at least one N means, so that N, if it is A to Z, so at least one character. If it is 0 to 9, at least one digit, like that. Okay. So finally I will write that N means. Okay. So N star matches so any string that contains 0 or more occurrences N. Okay, so N question mark matches any string that contains so 0 or one occurrence of N. Okay, one occurrence of N. That's it. Okay, so just write down note. So N can be so what are those? So characters or numbers or special symbols or combination of all means so that characters, numbers and special symbols, these all are combination. Okay, so here these are the things we have discussed, and so now we will discuss a little bit more about so this regular expression related things so tomorrow, but these fundamentals are required. So that BOM related things are required. Okay, so that BOM, one of the major important object is window. And tomorrow we will discuss about what exactly regular expression, how can we use, so that particular functions would be there, test and exec functions would be there, how can we use it, and then we will see one registration form related validations without using HTML5 and with using HTML5. So we will see both the approaches. So these are very, very important. Normally, if you want to do so any validation, then you should be aware of these regular expressions. Okay, fine. So we will discuss tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.